Hey guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk for a few minutes about Brittany Dawn. She just came out with this video late last night, but it says Titan Submarine is gone and I'm disgusted by the response. It has 6.7 thousand views, and on her thumbnail she looks serious and kind of maybe a little sad. It has a missing stamp on it and it says, "This is heartbreaking." And I'm going to talk about it. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so let's play the clip and then I will give my thoughts. It's a really short video. It's only 1 minute and 39 seconds long, but let's listen and then move on.
So heartbreaking.
So I'm really grateful.
It's so heartbreaking to me at how many people are making jokes about this, how many people are making funny TikToks, and it's just disgusting, to be honest. Like, 5 people just lost their lives, and I understand that not everyone has the same opinions. Not everyone would go down to the bottom of the ocean to see the Titanic. I get that, but like, that doesn't give us grounds to make fun of this. There are families right now that are mourning the loss of these people. It goes to show that people are willing to do whatever it takes to go viral online, that people are willing to do whatever it takes to get likes and comments and views. And
let me interject here real quick and remind everyone that Brittany Dawn has monetized tragedy and loss before. She is somebody who has preyed upon people who have a unhealthy relationship with food, if you catch my drift, and she was sued by the state of Texas for scamming people, and now she is having to pay back over $300,000 to those who she cheated out of money with her sketchy business quote plan. How ironic that she wants to come to the defense of literal billionaires who knew exactly what they were getting themselves into and also knew full and well that there was a high likelihood that things could go south and they would not be returning to the surface. The one person on board that submersible that I truly feel sorrow for is the one guy's son. I'll put his name right here because I don't want to butcher it, but he didn't want to go. He was scared like the rest of us would be, but he wanted to please his father, and since it was over Father's Day weekend, he went ahead and went anyway because, as a reminder, usually children want to please their parents or people that they look up to. Brittany Dawn throwing her opinion in here is ew.
And views and more followers. It boggles my mind. Isaiah 5.
And look at the things that you have done to get more followers and more views, and telling people that your dog was the victim of a hit and run, but the truth actually is that you allowed your husband to shoot your dog in the head instead of getting him proper end-of-life care, life-saving measures, or allow the professionals to handle it as they should have.
20 says, "What are those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter?" Never did I think that.
Of course, she had to throw a Bible verse in here. What would it be if we're not referring everything back to the Bible?
We would live in a time where it is socially acceptable to make fun of people who we can't find, we can't locate, and then when we do, we find out they're gone and they're deceased. It's honestly disgusting.
No, people were not making fun of these people simply because they were missing. Let's not twist the narrative. The reason that a lot of people had issues feeling genuine, deep hurt, painful sorrow for these people is because, number one, do you think that any billionaire in the world would give 2 shits if you or I were on a missing boat? No, they would not. Secondly, they went into this knowing that there was a very high likelihood that things could go wrong. They had to sign waivers that they could lose their lives by going on this. This is not somebody who was just, out at sea on a boat and had no clue what could be waiting for them by the end of the day.
You know, I've been trying to make a calm and rational video about this, but every time I get angry. So anybody who watches me knows that I'm not normally a very emotional person. But something's got me really pissed off, and it's this Ocean Gate situation. It has nothing to do with the 5 billionaires sitting at the bottom of the ocean. That doesn't make me angry. That makes me a little bit happy, because those fuckers spent $250,000, it's $250,000 each, to ride in a tube to the bottom of the ocean. I live in Portland. I can look right there. Right there. There's one right there. I'm sure there's one over in this park over here. There's probably 5 or 6 in the fucking park. There are homeless people who are starving. And we live in such a disgusting society that there are people who are like, well, I'd like to be able to save that much money and be fucking rich and spend $250,000 on. They're spending $250,000 to go to the bottom of the ocean. That's where they should stay.
So Ocean Gate shouldn't have been doing what it was doing. I think that's pretty clear. I wish I had been more vocal about that, but I think I was unaware that they weren't certified because I wasn't really studying it. I wasn't really interested. Stockton Rush asked me if I wanted to go out there and dive this season. You know, I wasn't interested.
James Cameron, director of the movie Titanic and an underwater explorer, has made more than 30 dives to the wreckage site.
It's not lost on me as somebody who studied the meaning of Titanic, that it's about warnings that were ignored. That ship's lying at the bottom of the ocean, not because of the nature of its steel or the nature of its compartments, but just because of bad seamanship. The captain was warned. There were icebergs ahead. It was a moonless night, and he plowed ahead.
It's horrific. These people just lost their lives. They left families behind. Anyways, the Bible tells us that we will be living in times where evil is good and good is evil. And we're living in those times right now. We're living in those times. More than anything, we need to be...
What does that say for people who scam others out of money, allow their spouses to murder their family pet, and exploit those and prey upon those who have actual serious health risks, health concerns, and then when they're called out, they board a plane and fly to Hawaii?
Praying for this family. More than anything, we need to be praying for the ones that are affected by this. Not making fun of them, not making TikToks that are going to go viral, not making comments mocking this whole situation.
OceanGate CEO was warned numerous times of the risks that were involved with these expeditions that he was going on. He dismissed safety concerns as, you know, basically like, get it out of my face. This is so stupid. He didn't care. So now when something does go wrong, we are supposed to spend hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars on search efforts for them. Rich people don't care about people that are not rich. So why should somebody who is working paycheck to paycheck or less genuinely care and extend their sorrow to somebody that would not spit on them if they were on fire? I think that when we're talking about the idea of dark humor on social media, I talked about this back last fall when a TikToker was basically making comedy bits based off of Jeffrey Dahmer and his crimes being kind of discussed again current day because of the Netflix special. The difference is with dark humor with that is Jeffrey Dahmer's victims had no clue what they were walking into. They had no idea that Jeffrey Dahmer was going to take their lives. But as far as Brittany Dawn goes and her silly video that she put out, number one, she is somebody who has monetized tragedy previously. Number two, she is somebody who has proven herself to be a very bad person, and she has scammed people. She has shown her greed, and she's also married to a man who beat up a black man and was sued by the ACLU and then forced to no longer be a police officer because of the way that he handled himself. This is somebody who exploits religion. This is somebody who uses Christianity as a shield. It's constantly throwing in Bible verses into conversations that have nothing to do with religion. This video right here is proof of that. but she wanted to, because everything comes back to, if you're not doing the things that she is doing or feeling the way that she is feeling, then you are part of the evil that is taking over the world right now. I've had people in the past get really upset with me for announcing where I choose to spend my sympathy or my sorrow. And I realize that, hey, if they're upset by that, then that's fine. But I'm not going to go along with the crowd because that's what other people are telling me to do. I'm entitled to my feelings, and I have a channel where I share my feelings. But when it comes to this situation, I choose to spread my sorrow and sympathy on people who have either been injured or lost lives doing something that they didn't know was going to have a dangerous outcome. They weren't educated. They didn't know what they were walking into. They didn't know the risk. They didn't, hear that this is actually a faulty piece of equipment that you could lose your life on. If you're giving people all of the information and they're still willing to spend $250,000 to go on the excursion, then me personally, I'm making the choice to not, give them all of the sorrow that I have. I feel sorry for people who walk into things and think that it's going to be safe. Is the general idea of there are people that lost their lives sad? Absolutely. And especially for the young boy who just wanted to please his father. I feel sorrow for that part of this story, and I really feel for his mother, who is now not only without her husband, but also without her son, because her husband coaxed him into going and he wanted to please his father. That is the one small part of this story where I feel genuine sorrow. As far as everything else, this is a CEO who was told about the dangers of what he was doing, and he laughed it off and even fired a consultant for bringing up the safety concerns when it comes to these Titanic dives. Those are my thoughts on Brittany Dawn inserting herself into this, and of course bringing it right back around to Bible verses. And if you're not doing what she thinks should be done, then you are part of the evil in the world. And I guess some people might take that, but I think that she is an awful person. So those are going to be my thoughts for now. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.